Hello again, Greg Bell, the News Tribune here at Lumen Field in Seattle. The biggest problem that the Seahawks have staring at them right now is this how far they are from San Francisco in the NFC West? Is 24-3, 215 yards to 15, 16 first downs to 1, and a couple late in the final drive of the first half for 3. Is that indicative of how far the Seahawks are still behind San Francisco in this division? The Seahawks spent $124 million on their defense this offseason. They brought back Bobby Wagner. They used their number 5th overall pick, a generational pick, on a defensive back. All to beat San Francisco. They traded last month for Leonard Williams at defensive tackle to remake their defensive line. All to beat San Francisco. And tonight they were down 24-3 in the first half. If that's indicative of where they are, they're nowhere compared to where they were in January. They're back to square one. They've lost 4 games in a row to this team they have to beat to get to where they want to be. Sure, they could end up a 7th seed in the NFC. They could be a 9-8 team and be the last wild card, and they go to Philadelphia or Detroit and get boat raced in the first round of the playoffs. That's what's happened the last 6 years. For the team to take the next step, they have to beat the team they got boat raced by tonight. After the game, I asked Pete Carroll, how far do you feel you are from San Francisco right now? And he looked at me like I was from Mars or Hades or somewhere else and asked me to ask the question again. So I asked it again. He said he can't answer that. In the first half, he probably hopes didn't answer it for him. Yes, second half, the Seahawks became semi-competitive, but it took a Brooks interception, his first of his career, not an offensive touchdown because they've only had 3 of those in the last 4 games and one in the last 8 quarters. It took a defensive touchdown to get it to 24-10. Pivotal sequence of the game, 24-10. The Seahawks get a stop on defense. They get the ball back, and they go on a 14-play drive. They get into the red zone. 2nd and goal from the 7. Jackson Smith and Jigba in the right corner of the end zone. Held, definitely held. Geno Smith said after the game he was held. Pete Carroll said after the game he was told he was held, and we saw that he was held. No call. 3rd and goal. Yet another pocket pass on 3rd down. The 49ers had 6 sacks tonight, and I can count at least 4 of them that were on 3rd down with Geno Smith deep drop staying in the pocket. End of the drive, they have to kick a field goal. They're still down 2 scores, 24-13, game over. Really though, we know the game was over in the first half. They're talking a lot about slow starts and having to come out faster. That's obvious. More telling after the game was Jaron Reed at his locker telling me we have to be accountable to ourselves. We have to look each other in the mirror, ourselves in the mirror, and be more accountable to ourselves. Accountability is a big issue right now, especially on the offense. Quandre Diggs after the game basically said we got to man up. Devin Witherspoon, the rookie, leave it to him to be even more colorful. He said we got to drop our nuts. They're going to have to drop them in Dallas. 8-3 Cowboys come up next. Then the team you just saw tonight in white, the Seahawks go down to Santa Clara and play them. And then, oh, by the way, the 9-1 Eagles come in here after that. They're 6-5. They have an offense that can't score touchdowns consistently. A quarterback who not only has a bad throwing arm, tonight he hobbled off the field with an ankle or foot injury. I asked him how that was after the game, and he said he's fine. He said Smith said his arm was good enough to play. He said he didn't feel it really affected him much. San Francisco's defense did. The fact Zach Charbonnet, the fill-in runner for inactive and out tonight, Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet had 3 rushes in the first half. This team, when it doesn't run the ball, doesn't go anywhere. Their offensive line, as it hasn't for years, can't pass protect when the other team knows they have to throw. That's how imperative it is this team runs. And against San Francisco, they were just running into a brick wall. That's 4 games now in a row this team has lost to San Francisco since September 2022. And they will never go anywhere further than they've been the last 6 years until they get to the level of San Francisco. Tonight showed how far they have to do that. All my coverage is at thenewstribune.com, on Twitter at gbellseattle. Please enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. If you're with your loved ones and are so fortunate to squeeze them, give them a squeeze. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.